After Armed Forces Corp, I just had to see what else there was from City Interactive. Well, I decided that SAS Secure Tomorrow was the next best bet. Given it looked similar to Armed Forces, well, it turns out I should have started with this one because of how the hell do you make a better game in 2008 versus 2009.
Pull yourself together, mate!
This game is so much more enjoyable than Armed Forces Corp could have ever been, from the plot to the gameplay to the overall presentation. But enough stroking this game off right now. We gotta get into why this game is actually pretty dang good. SAS Secure Tomorrow was developed and published by City Interactive in the year 2008 for PC. It's yet another first-person shooter with a squad against a never-ending army of goons to kill in order to achieve a goal, with more weapons and levels to boot.
Bloody hell!
You play as a newcomer to the SAS, nicknamed Mint, because you're fresh. No, I'm not joking.
That's your first action, mate. After you've been badged, you have to take a nickname. You have no name in the regiment. Just the nick.
I know.
We'll be calling him Mint.
Mint? Why mint?
'Cause you're sodding flesh, mate.
A terrorist once thought dead has come back, sparking a prison riot, and on top of that has started a plot to do something horrible to the world. That horrible thing is, he's got several small nukes capable of destroying whole cities. Your goal is to stop him by going through various locations like a prison, office building, and of course, Greenland, where it's anything but green.
Revenge, Sergeant, is like a good pint. It's best to have it cold.
If you played Armed Forces Corp, you know what to expect. They seem to recycle everything with these games, which can be a good or bad thing depending on how you look at it. I say if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but then again, Armed Forces Corp wasn't exactly good in the first place.
When I throw something on your heads, your brains will squeeze out your ears! Yeah!
Calm down.
One thing I'm glad to see in SAS Secure Tomorrow, however, is easily that slow motion room clearing, which is more prominent in this game throughout the entire 11 levels. Yeah, this game is a little bit longer than the last one.
Stack up! Get ready!
For some reason, when I started playing SAS Secure Tomorrow, I found the gunplay to be more enjoyable. Maybe it's because I'm more used to this framework they're recycling with each game, or it could be this one is just better designed.
Tango, 9 o'clock!
Either way, I wanted to keep playing, trying every gun, and going ape shit right with it, running around into every room, gunning down all the same copy and pasted terrorist models. Good job, City Interactive. Why wasn't Armed Forces Corp like this one though?
Clear!
Sadly, you still die very fast in this game, whether a shotgunner jumps out of the blue and one-shots you, or your allies get in the way and ensure there's no cover for you to hide behind to heal. Yeah, get used to seeing the "you've been killed" screen over and 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 over again. Bloody hell, mate. And I'm playing on normal.
Mint, go! We'll cover you! What?
Sadly, unlike armed forces, your allies are useless in this one in comparison. Yeah, they make you run ahead and clear all the rooms most of the time while standing there jerking off. Even if the enemy is in front of them, they just stand there and I get attacked instead. They will also still get in the way of your gunfire, or if you need to take cover, they'll move into that spot to stop you. Honestly, I feel like the developers included these two assholes just to extend the difficulty.
Piss off!
Sometimes, these two clowns will glitch out as well, costing you the ability to progress the game. It happened a few times, since you need to perform those slow motion room clearings here and there. If this happens, all you can do is load a checkpoint and hope for the best, if you even have a checkpoint saved.
Stack up! Get ready!
You got 3 locations in this game to explore. A prison where everyone is rioting and dying, total anarchy, and you gotta blast every motherfucker in sight.
Open! Blood!
An office complex that's better designed than Armed Forces and F.E.A.R. For Christ's sakes, how did they downgrade from this? Then finally, there's an Arctic base in Greenland, where you'll infiltrate it through a mountain pass and then go deep within to stop a nuclear attack.
Target neutralized.
Each location has a different tone to its lighting, and I absolutely love the snowy location best. It even has this bluish tint to give it a more snowy atmosphere, though it's not that noticeable, or it's just the texture work doing it. Something is, and I like it. Hell, it's even when I get my favorite boomstick, the Arctic Warfare, to use in this game.
What was that?
You got some firearms that would later appear in Armed Forces Corp, but otherwise you also will get to use weapons not featured in that game. There's the P226R, which is still the worst weapon by far. The MP5N and MP5SD3, which are some of the best weapons in the game, and as such the ammo is rarely found alongside the sniper rifle, cause of fucking course it is.
Go, go, Clear!
You also have another SMG, the PP-19 Bison II, which is easily the worst of all major guns outside of the piss shooter handgun. Assault rifles come in the form of a AK-MSU, M4A1, F.E.A.R prototype, and the best assault rifle, the G36C. You only have one shotgun, and it still suffers from that firing off twice at random whenever you fire the damn thing. But it's still useful here. In fact, it works better here for some reason than in Armed Forces. Go figure. The last weapon besides the shitty grenades that are only effective at killing you is the Accuracy International Arctic Warfare. Yeah, despite its stupid name straight out of some 12-year-old's imagination as they doodle in their middle school textbooks about what kind of weapons they'd put into a Call of Duty again aside, it's actually my favorite weapon of all, as it's a guaranteed one-hit kill.
I mean, my heart's beating, my hands are shaking, but I'm still shooting, and I'm still getting the headshots. It's like boom, headshot, boom, headshot.
But above all else, fuck the grenades. Outside of the guns, the storytelling is just night and day different from next year's game, Armed Forces Corp. There, it was only a few cinematics and everything else was told through loading screen narration, which you could easily skip. Here, however, we got pre-rendered cutscenes and in-game scenes as well, which can be jarring, but hey, it's still the norm to this day. Majority of cinematics in Final Fantasy VII Shipmaker Part 1 and 2 were pre-rendered, and not in-game after all. Things are just a little less noticeable these days with the improved graphics. Honestly, because of the better narration, I was more invested into this game's plot, even if it's the most generic Hollywood shit of a Russian terrorist wants to nuke the world and control it, yada yada yada. It was still engaging and I wanted to actually play through this game, unlike Armed Forces Corp, where I just forced myself to play it. It wasn't that enjoyable, and I thought that it was the norm for all City Interactive games. It was just not a good first impression, to say the least.
I want to guarantee that no one follows me.
You want guarantees? Buy a goddamn toaster.
Whoa!
From the gunplay to the pacing, narration, level variety, and of course the music, it's just a more enjoyable generic first-person shooter. Really, if you haven't played a City Interactive game before, I'd say this would be a good starting point. Tons of action, tons of explosions, tons of slow-motion room clearing, and just tons of fun at times. At least when you're not getting cheap-shotted by a random grenade still.
Let's go.
Just like Armed Forces, the UI has remained unchanged between these two games. Of course, they do that. But most importantly, that means 16:9 support is still there in 2008. Good. Other than everything else is there too for graphics, audio controls, and there's even a little bio section for all the weapons in game you'll get to play with. Some sadly more than others, of course.
Bloody hell!
At the main menu, there's a multiplayer option, which obviously is long since dead for an obscure 2000 FPS from Poland of all places. Probably has something going on over in Eastern Europe still, but otherwise, there's nothing else to really do once you've completed the single player campaign. And yes, the campaign is single player only. Sadly.
All clear! Blow them up!
And with that, we're done with City Interactive games for now, as I need to complete some more compilations for the end of the year. We're almost done with all the House of the Dead games, as well as the last 3 South Park games, Resident Evil Survivor, Duology, The Sims, and a bunch of wrestling stuff. At the end of the day, SAS Secure Tomorrow is well worth playing. It's not a great game, but it's not a mediocre one either. It's clear they had more passion for this one in comparison to Armed Forces. They really tried to make a more tactical, action-packed, narrative-driven FPS game.
You must be the brains here.
They wanted a Black Ops or Rainbow Six of their own. While it's clearly not on par with either series, they did at least make an average game worth playing, despite some problems.
What are you babbling about?
Sure, the allies getting in the way is annoying. Sure, I wish ammo for certain weapons was more common so I could keep using them. Sure, I did start to get tired of this game after about level 7, but it's overall a painfully average fun game. You could always do worse for budget FPS games.
Alright men, this is where we stand on that.
I've covered quite a few FPS games on my channel, you should check that out after this one. And while I have no more interest in exploring CI games right now, I'm glad to end this little journey on a more positive note. Something I can't always say for other journeys I've taken on this channel. Anyways, that's it for this video. See y'all later.
Now piss off!
But the war continues. Zarian died for the cause. He diverted their attention from other important enterprises.
What enterprises, boss?
It's too early to talk about it. You'll hear it when the time is right. The entire world will hear about it. I've learned much. We won't let them set us up so easily.